within the museum now then, there are videos from Paul McCartney, who tells about John's childhood and his like to go there. John's sister, Julia Baird, who I believe is a member of the Salvation Army Trust now, to maintain Strawberry Fields as a museum. And it is a working museum, and workshops are held there, mostly to help youngsters gain employment. And there's a cafe and a park. I'll show you photographs of that later on. As part of that, some of his school friends, including Colin, one of the Collins, one of the Roys that he went to school with, and a man called Michael Hill, has taped a video to explain how John Lennon was then as a child. And there are photographs of him as a child, certainly at school, and amongst his childhood friends was Jimmy Tarbuck. Now, he was known, well, he gained fame as a comic, and very often compared at the London Palladium, where the Royal Command performance were held, and frequently the Beatles appeared on the Royal Command performance. The famous one is when John said to the audience, you can just clap if you want to, but some of you with a little bit more money can just rattle your jewellery. That famous one. Jimmy Tarbuck was one of his school friends. They were very influenced by the music of the time. They were influenced by music coming across from America, and in particular Little Richard, Elvis. They loved Elvis. I think Julia Baird is one of Elvis's fans, and talks again with a piece to video. And there's also a piece from a lady called, I think her name was Mavis, but they nicknamed her Melvis, Mavis Elvis. And she famously sang along with the Beatles, and she sang in the Cavern. She was a big hit. And at this point, Rory Storm and the Hurricanes with Ringo started appearing. And sorry, I've jumped ahead a little bit there, but Mavis makes an appearance in video within the museum that is now Strawberry Fields. And they don't go into detail about the Beatles hits in particular, because you can go elsewhere for that. For great detail about the Beatles, I recommend that you go to the Beatles Story, the museum. So within Strawberry Fields then, it shows John and the influence possibly with LSD, their experiences with LSD. The world is starting to get tuned in, tuned out, and very way out by this point. And the Beatles have had a bit of a break in 1967. And John was invited to act in a film called How I Won the War. And in some of the downtime he started musing and started writing some of the lyrics. Now the lyrics, the handwritten lyrics, are available to be seen in the British Library. And he started off with, no woman. He'd been married to Cynthia, and don't forget they had a son, Julian, at that point, both of which had been cared for and looked after by Aunt Mimi when John was gallivanting all around the country or travelling around the world. Aunt Mimi looked after them in her house and allowed them to use a bedroom when they came home from hospital, and she converted a downstairs dining room for their use. John, though, when he started writing his lyrics, the handwritten lyrics that are available says, there's no woman on my wavelength. So whether he was feeling a bit estranged from Cynthia, who was an absolute beauty at this point, I'm not quite sure at what point Yoko turned up, but those lyrics, I have photographed them, and I have got them written out here if I can just find them. It starts off with, there's no woman, and he changed that to no one on that wavelength. I mean, it's either too high or too low. That is, you can't, tune in, but it's all right. I mean, it's not too bad. It's always no. Sometimes I think it's hard, but no, when it's a dream. But yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. And then on the right hand side of those lyrics it says, "Little Miss Mouse in the house, showing everyone the price of her hair." And I wonder whether that shows contempt that John was starting to feel towards Cynthia. There's no explanation for that. And if you think of the Strawberry Fields lyrics, he's changed it very famously. No one, I think, is in my tree. And actually what he meant was, there's nobody on the same wavelength as me. And perhaps he found somebody on the same wavelength when he met Yoko. The museum does go on to show the full video, and I mean the full video. We when we watched Top of the Pops, we're shown the shortened version, and it goes on to show the Strawberry Fields tribute area that was built in Central Park, and it has a rendition from Cyndi Lauper, absolutely murdering the song. It's not good, but it's considered to be a place of peace where people can go and pay tribute. The shop then, I did buy some merchandise in the shop. I bought a Strawberry Fields road sign. Can't find it for the life of me. It can't have gone far. I've only got one bedroom flat. The cafe's great. I say it's very interesting to see the workshops now, but I was very touched when I went round the garden, because I knew that this is where John had played as a child, and I had some flowers with me, and I felt very moved there. And I left 3 yellow roses. Now, yellow roses are significant to me within my family, and I left 3 roses, and there was one for John, one for his mother Julia, and one for Paul McCartney's mother Mary, who, although she has a burial site, I haven't been to that, and I felt it really appropriate to leave them just laying on the ground at Strawberry Fields. It's a very calm place. It gets tourists from all around the world. The cafe shows that it's a very modern, of the time and used property. It's something good has come out of something made so famous, and I feel it's quite poignant in that. I don't think that you can think of Strawberry Fields without singing the lyrics. It's known the world over, isn't it? And it was very poignant to think of John liking to go there when he was a child. And we're very grateful to the Salvation Army for the care that they gave to all those young girls all those years ago. We don't have many children's homes now, but back then there was a great need for them. And thank you to the Salvation Army for the work that they did then and are continuing to do now. If you ever get the chance to go and visit Strawberry Fields, I highly recommend a visit there. Parking's free, access is excellent, it caters for all, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I'm not going there on my trip to Liverpool this week. I just wanted to tell you about it. Anyway, for now, this is Maggie saying bye for now. See you soon.